Thanks for joining the Stock Option Market Weekly Update for the week of November 11th, 2024. And wow, we had a big week last week with the re-election of Donald Trump as president. The big move up in the stock market. They obviously like that. And today we're going to talk about where we are in the market year to date, what it looks like moving ahead. We're going to touch on interest rates, the different sectors, how they performed, and we'll jump into the trades live on the option trading platform. Before we get started, make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons down below. Also be sure and download the free options workshop in the link below. It talks about the two main benefits of trading options over buying stocks. All right, guys, we had a big week last week. We finished at 59.95 in the SPX, the S&P 500, up from 57.28. So that's a 4.66% move. And year to date, we are up quite a bit as well, 25%. And we started the year at 47.43. So the PE ratio right now in the S&P is 22, and that is way above the 10-year average of 18. Here we can see the different sectors and how they perform. There's that 4.66 in the last 5 days in the S&P, but you can see everything was up big. Tech was up big, industrials and energy all up around 6%, and consumer discretionary 7.5. Wow. So everything was up big. As far as market news, what we had last week, let's look at that first. But the big one last week was, besides the election on Tuesday, the Fed Powell came out and, as expected, he cut interest rates another quarter point. So the next cut is expected in December to go down to 4.25 to 4.5. There's a 64% chance of that cut right now, and where we're at right now is 4.5 to 4.75. So next week coming out, let's look at what we have in the economic reports. We've got CPI coming out Wednesday, and then PPI on Thursday, and then retail sales on Friday. But those CPI, PPI numbers are going to be big. The fear and greed index, with that move up in the market, is at 61 right now. So somewhat high right now. So I'm careful. I actually put on some call spreads last week. So let's jump into that. One of my biggest positions that I had on as well, there was a drop in oil. We're down at $70 per barrel. I'm actually doing a video on this, but this is a 5-year chart, and we're way down, over the last couple of years. Actually, I like to look typically at the 1 year. So let's look at the 1 year and daily. And then we can see that here's 67. I've got 3 call spreads on. Let me show you what we've got. So I've got a 67, 66. So I go $1 wide, and I've got 2 tranches on of the 67, 66, and then one of the 64, 63. So I put that one on. These are both 36 days to expiration. And if we look at the curve mode here, we can see, and then we put analysis, you can see where we're profitable. We're up here. Here's where we're at, 70 right now. We're profitable all the way down to 66 on this. And here's where my short strikes are. And look at all this. The whole year we've been way above it. So the fact that we dropped down, I'm just going long. It's basically a price play on crude oil. But, Trump's a big, fan of drilling, so we're going to continue to drill. There is an oversupply right now, but I don't think it can go. It will go much lower than 70. When it gets up into that 90 range, then I play the other way, and so anywhere between that 70, 90 range is what I'm looking for. Again, I've got a video coming out on that. AMD 145, 135 put credit spread. We're at 147 right now. AMD, actually everything, we had a great week last week, and let's look at AMD. My target's 200, and just in the last 30 days in AMD, we've been killing it. Yeah, $1,266 just in the last 30 days in AMD. And then, so I'm looking for it, to stay long, and we're profitable all the way down to this 141, but AMD is looking strong, and it's been up as high as 220, 225. So I'm looking for it to move up. It's huge AI play. Coinbase, of course, with the election results, that's good for crypto and Bitcoin and Coinbase, and there was a big move up. I actually threw on the call credit spread late last week afterward just to play both sides because it had such a big move up. And you can see the Bollinger Bands here, and we're way overbought at the top end of it. But again, I think it can go higher. I hope it doesn't keep going higher, the fact that I threw on that call credit spread. But we're doing really well in coin and have been. Um, and you know what? I'm going to go back to Avago and talk about that as well. But just in the last 30 days in coin, we've done quite well as well, I think. Yeah, 843 bucks in the last 30 days. And then Avago was another one that we closed out. I'm not going to dwell too much on it, but I'm going to kind of show you why we closed out. We had a big move up, and actually we could trade between that range, but I went ahead and closed out for a profit in Avago. But we're at, my target was 180 for the year, and we're already there. So maybe I'll look at putting another one on, but right now we did close that out. DraftKings is another one we've done really well. I know over the last year we've been killing it. $3,686 over the last year in DraftKings. So I've been doing the poor man's covered call. I've done a video on this as well, but I play that short call, and actually Friday, it started out down, and I actually, let's take a look at that. Just in the last, let's see. So on Friday, it started out down, so I closed it out for 22 cents the November 7-day. And then it actually moved up later in the day, and I closed it out here on the 8th. Moved up later in the day at 7:55, so 6:44, and then 7:55 it moved up. So I threw on the next month, December call. I'll usually wait for an update, but it all happened in the same day. So I threw that 44 call on for $1.22. So actually that worked out really well. By the way, if you want to receive a free options guide that covers all the option strategies as well as managing them, drop a comment down below, options guide, and I'll send you the free link. ELF is another one, 100 to 135. We've got an iron condor. We're right in the middle of that range, and ELF has done pretty well for us as well. Last week, actually in the last 30 days, we made $224, so pretty good in ELF. And looking at the chart, here's where we've got looking to stay within, and it's way down, so I'm looking for a big move up in ELF. My target is 200, so it's way up here, but they're a beauty supply, inexpensively priced. They have everything made in China, although they're a US based company. But I know Jim Cramer really likes this company, and that's kind of why I became aware of it. But it's been doing pretty well for us, and it's at 120 right now, and it had earnings last week on 11/6. So we're through earnings now. Actually, let me move this out so we can kind of see if there's earnings coming up on any of these. Gold is another one. We've got iron condors. We're out in December now, and we're right in the middle of that range. But I like gold trading in this range right now. It's kind of at a high, but it's been steadily moving up. But now I think we're at the top. I think we're in a range. IVR is high at 58, so that's when we want to sell premium because we can collect more in monthly premium. So I'm not necessarily bullish. We're right above where my target was at 230 for a year out. So I suspect us to stay in this range maybe for a while. But as long as IVR is high, I'm going to probably sell both sides at this point, and that's what I've got on. IWM is another one. The Russell small caps should do well with the election results. There's less regulation for banks, and there's banks in the Russell, so that bodes well. I know the financials were up along with everything else last week, but we're in that range 230 to 255. I threw on that call spread last week, but I'm pretty neutral, and I actually closed a lot out with the moves up. So I'm sitting with a lot of cash right now in my trading account. Lennar's another one, 5 days to expiration. Uh, there's only 40 bucks left in extrinsic, but hey, if I can make 40 bucks in a week, I'll take it. So I'm just leaving it on. If it does get tested, I'll just roll to the next month because I like Lennar long term with the interest rates continuing to come over the next year. And we're kind of hitting a support level right now. So I suspect that I'm going to collect that 40. I may, at some point, if there's a down day, throw on the next month, December, and collect more premium. And I'll do a put credit spread just like I have on. I've got L3 and Lockheed Martin, two defense stocks. So with the election results and I think the defense stocks should continue to do well. We're going to continue to build up the military. Lockheed Martin and L3 are great defense companies. And for L3, we've done really well. I know over the last year, we've made 1,500 bucks over the last year in L3. And 240 to 270 is the trading range. I've got that iron condor on. We're kind of at a high. It had a big move up, so I'm fine with this position right now. Lockheed Martin, I threw on last week. On the big up move, I just threw on another iron condor. So same type of situation here in Lockheed, and it's trading at 564. My target is right around that for the year, so it had a big a move up. But wow, it's been up, looks like as high as 613 just back in October last month, 615. So actually, this looks like it could move higher. Micron, love this trade right now. What am I looking to do here? I've got one pending, so I'm looking to put that on maybe Monday at the open. I've got it placed way above the market, but I'm looking to collect 288 on a, looks like a little more than $10 wide spread on the 105, 92 and a half put spread. I don't know how I picked that, but I'll take another look at that. But we've got the 190 put credit spread on right now, so we profit as long as it stays up here above our short strike. It's at 111 right now on a 25 IVR, but my target for Micron is much higher. I believe it's like 200, actually 160, 180, but still quite a bit higher than where it is right now. Huge AI play. They do have earnings coming on 12/18, and we're at 12/20, so earnings is coming right before here. So I may readjust right before this earnings play. If you want me to do a video on the Micron earnings play, let me know in the comments below as well, and I can do that before earnings come out. We'll update and put on what we think is the best trade. Netflix is another one, 840, 850 call credit spread. So, okay, this is one I did a call credit spread video that was just released. Check that one out. But I'm playing since we had such a big move up, look at this, way up above top end of the Bollinger Band. So I want to have some plays on, especially when we're this high in the market right now, so that if there is a market drop, I'm going to benefit from it and make money on the way down while we wait for it to eventually come back up. So Netflix is one that I chose to put a call credit spread on. Even though IVR is low, we would like to see it higher to collect more premium, but I was able to collect 230 bucks for going to 840, 850, which would put us 840 is way up here. So actually I need to move these. I can move my so here's 840. We'd have to go right there in order to breach and start losing money. But look what kind of move that would take to do it. So hey, I'm pretty sure or hoping that it just continues to stay where it's at. We keep all that premium, that $200+ or if it moves down, we keep it all. And it was 230 bucks. And we've done really well in Netflix. I think just over the last 60 days, we've done 417 bucks. So Netflix has been good to us. Oxy, Occidental Petroleum, big Buffett stock. I've got the poor man's covered call, so I've got a deep in the money call, and then sold the 55 call option against it. It's done well, and I expect it to continue to do well. Just on the calls, I collect monthly premiums, so 153 in the last 30 days in an Occidental. The Qs, I've got an iron condor. I threw that on last week, and 485, 540 are my short strikes. We're right in the middle, so I just threw that on. IBR is not as high as I thought it was, 11, but we were still able to collect 255 bucks, and we've gone pretty wide on that. So I like the Qs. I'm actually doing a video coming out with a poor man's covered call in the Qs, and I think it's a great way to. I'm going to show how we can generate 10K per month utilizing the strategy of a poor man's covered call in the Qs. SoFi is another one. I sold. You notice I had 12 or up to 15 shares. I sold SoFi, my Leaps options, and I've only got 2 left. But it had such a big move up. It's at 13 right now. So I mean, look at that parabolic move up. You know, following the election. So hey, when things move up like this, that's when we take our profits. So I'm going to get back in, but I'm going to wait for a pullback in SoFi. But I mean, look what we've done in the last 30 days in SoFi. $4,000 just closing out my SoFi trades for profit. So big move up in SoFi, love it. I'm long SoFi, but I'm just going to hold on to these so that I can kind of watch the market, and as soon as there's a pullback, I'll get long again slowly over time as it pulls back, because I'm sure it will. Stocks don't move straight up typically. United Airlines, this was another one. I was looking for that call credit spread, but look at that top end of the Bollinger Band way up. Travel's expected to do well, so I like it long term, but there was just such a big move up that in the short term, I threw on a call credit spread and was looking to collect some premium. So 90, 95. So we're profitable up to 90. We're at 87 right now. And 90, yeah, we've got to stay up in this range. But I suspect there's going to be a pullback. When there is a pullback, then I'll close it out for profit. Walmart is another one. Again, with the market up, I was looking for call credit spreads. So I did the 85, 95. We're actually down. It kept moving up. So we're almost at 85 right now. But you're going to see a similar way up here on the chart. So I'm looking for a pullback. 2 more. We've got X and ExxonMobil. So X, United States Steel Corporation. Steel and building and the economy is expected to do well. I've got an iron condor on the $10 wide, 25, 35, 45, 55 call spread on in United Steel, and we're right in the middle of that range. And then the last one, ExxonMobil. We've done really well in ExxonMobil, and 309 in what we've got on. I've got both November and December. We're right between the 115 and the 125 at 130 with 2 iron condors. There's our range. And I know that we've done really well in ExxonMobil over the last year. Actually, just in the last 30 days, we've made 180 bucks. But I like ExxonMobil long term, especially with Trump in there now. He's going to make sure that those oil companies do well and that we continue to pump. So ExxonMobil should do well, but because we did have such a move up, I'm kind of in the range right now between 115 and 130. All right, guys, I put a link down below for the free options workshop. Be sure and grab that. Remember to hit like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on what you're trading, what the hot sectors are, and any questions that you have, I answer every one. Thanks for watching, and have a great week.